now time for the Mike Wagner Show, powered by Sonic Web Studios. Visit online at sonicwebstudios.com for all your needs. The Mike Wagner Show brings you famous celebrities and amazing people from all over the world. Listen online at themikewagnershow.com and on Facebook, SoundCloud, Spreaker, Spotify, and iHeartRadio. And watch the interview on YouTube. So sit back and relax and enjoy the Mike Wagner Show.
Hey everybody, it's Mike from the Mike Wagner Show, powered by Sonic Web Studios. Visit online at sonicwebstudios.com for all your needs. Looking for a professional website without breaking your budget? Sonic Web Studios is the answer. Sonic Web Studios offers fast, affordable custom web designs that blow the competition away. Call today at 1-800-303-3960. That's 1-800-303-3960. Or email to support@sonicwebstudios.com. Mention the Mike Wagner Show. Get 10% off your first order. Sonic Web Studios. Take your image to the next level. Also, the Mike Wagner Show can be heard on the MikeWagnerShow.com. You can check our Facebook page at Facebook.com/The Mike Wagner Show. You can download and listen on Facebook, SoundCloud, Spreaker, Spotify, iHeartRadio, and also on Anchor FM, Radio Public. And also, check out the Mike Wagner Show on the YouTube channel at themikewagnershow.com. Also, check us out on iTunes, Apple, and Google Play, and take the Mike Wagner Show with you on any mobile device. We're here with a wonderful gentleman, 26-year-old comedian, born and raised in New York City. He's a host of CelebrityTPodcast.com, and also coming soon he'll be the host of CTP Investigation File, which a new series with quite a number of celebrities. He's worked in famous clubs and comedians, just all across the board, and he's an inspiration for starting a new series. And of course, he's up and coming. And ladies and gentlemen, live from the Big Apple, this guy is just funny as heck. He can tell some stories and make people laugh, and everybody just has their own cup of tea on a podcast with celebrities. Ladies and gentlemen, live from New York City, Nick Bestany. Nick, good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Thanks for joining us today.
Hello. Thank you so much for having me. I love that intro. It made me feel really great. So thank you.
You sure didn't give you like the shivers or anything like that, or chills up your spine? That's what.
No, honestly, I'm speechless, and that never happened. So thank you. If I had a heart, I think I would shed a tear.
Well, that's greatly appreciated. But then again, with you being a celebrity, you always give intros to many famous comedians, favorite comedians, locals, and everything. And you're a 26-year-old comedian.
It's tiring sometimes.
And you're a 26-year-old comedian yourself, born and raised in New York City. And not only you're a comedian, you're also a host of CelebrityTPodcast.com. And you also got a series coming up called Celebrity T Podcast, or CTP Investigation File. And before we get into all that, tell us how you got started.
Yeah. I love how you did your research. Love that for you.
All right, so go ahead and tell us how you got started.
All right, so I got started, basically, I've been writing comedy. First, it started off on, the stand-up. I started writing comedy in high school. I was really overweight, so I didn't have the confidence to really get on stage. I lost over 100 pounds. Then I got on stage, and I killed it the first time I went on, so I continued. I think if I would have done really bad and got booed off the stage, I wouldn't have continued. So I'm glad that I did well that one time. And then I just kept going and going and going. And I performed at the same clubs as, Kevin Hart and Louis C.K. and Amy Schumer and all of those people. So it's humbling, but it's also New York City, and I'm lucky enough to live here. So that's the center of comedy. So if you want to make it in comedy, this is where you have to be. And it's competitive, and the crowds are tough, and they're not there to give out participation trophies. If you suck, they'll tell you to get the hell off the stage. And I've definitely been told that before. So, and I think the Celebrity Podcast just came because it is so competitive, but now with the social media and YouTube and all of that, I think you're able to make your own opportunities rather than wait for an opportunity to come to you. So I got a mic and I started recording, stuff that I care about, and I've cared about, for as long as I can remember. And now it's become a second job for me. that makes money.
And it sounds like you really love what you do. And, of course, you talked about being a comedian. You've been on stage with Kevin Hart, Amy Schumer, and more. Who are some of your favorite comedians growing up?
I would definitely say Lisa Lampanelli, Louis C.K. before his scandal, and Dave Chappelle I like, and Amy Schumer definitely are people who really motivated me to kind of write my own stuff.
Mm-hmm. And, of course, what do you base your comedy on?
I base it on real life and also things that I feel like everything. I try to stay away from politics and all of that because honestly, who gives a shit? And number two, I feel like if it's relatable to people, it's funny. So I try to talk about things that everybody could relate to because if you relate to it, you're going to think it's funny. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So I definitely base it on real life and what I'm going through at the moment, and it's always changing.
Mm-hmm. It all sounds like with every comedian as well, too. And, of course, you talked about playing some of the clubs. And now, have you played just in New York City, or did you reach out, like, say, in the New York State area, like around Philadelphia, or maybe, venture, like, in the Boston, around the East Coast, or even D.C., Baltimore, and all that?
Yeah, I've done shows in, New York, but mostly New York City. New York City probably has like 50 comedy clubs, so I just go from club to club to club, and you gain connections, so you get asked to do the same clubs over and over and have residencies and stuff like that. But New York City is just, I feel like it's the center of comedy. It's the best comedians are in New York City.
Mm-hmm. And also, too, when it comes to clubs as well, too, where are some of the clubs you played at, and what are your favorite clubs in New York City?
My favorite clubs are, number one, the Broadway Comedy Club. They've been so good to me. I've done so many shows there. I've done The Stand, which they have multiple locations out all over New York City. And one of my favorite shows was at the Triad Theater in New York City. So if you're ever in New York City, go to one of those clubs and you're guaranteed to have at least one or two laughs.
I'm getting some laughs of Ray as well, too. And, of course, I guess you kind of have like a little tour schedule in New York City. And where will you be performing, say, in the later months before 2019 is over, making way for 2020?
I actually have a show in New York City, Broadway Comedy Club. In October, you could go to my website, nickbestany.com, for all of the updates. But it's the Yas Fest, and it's actually in support of the LGBTQ, LMNOP, whatever it is at this point.
Too many letters. Alphabet soup.
Yeah.
Everything's out. Oh, LOL, LOAMO, BRB. Yeah. Oh, my gosh. It's like alphabet soup.
Yeah, it goes on and on. I lost count. But I'm supporting my people, and it's going to be a fun show with a bunch of, funny people. So if you're in New York City, definitely catch that.
Yeah, definitely will. And we'll also talk about your CelebrityTPodcast.com program. But first of all, you listen to The Mike Wagner Show at themikewagnershow.com. Powered by Sonic Web Studios. Visit online at sonicwebstudios.com for all your needs. Look at a professional website without breaking your budget. Sonic Web Studios is the answer. Sonic Web Studios offers fast, affordable custom web designs that blow the competition away. Call today at 1-800-303-3960. That's 1-800-303-3960, or email to support@sonicwebstudios.com. Mention the Mike Wagner Show, get 10% off your first order. Sonic Web Studios, take your image to the next level. Also, the Mike Wagner Show can be heard on the MikeWagnerShow.com. You can check our Facebook page, facebook.com/the Mike Wagner Show. You can download and listen on Facebook, SoundCloud, Spreaker, Spotify, iHeartRadio, also Anchor FM, Radio Public, iTunes, Apple, Google Play. Also, watch the interviews on the YouTube channel on The Mike Wagner Show, and make sure you subscribe to The Mike Wagner Show and take The Mike Wagner Show with you on any mobile device. We're here with Nick Bestany, 26-year-old comedian and born and raised in New York City, host of CelebrityTPodcast.com, also a host of the soon-to-be series CTP Investigation File. And, of course, he also performed with Kevin Hart, Amy Schumer, and a number of comedy clubs in the New York City area, and we'll talk more about that. But first of all, you got one of your babies as well, too, CelebrityTPodcast.com. That's currently online right now, and tell us all about it.
Well, I started Celebrity Podcast because I love pop culture, and I've always been interested in it. And when I sat down to really create this podcast, I wanted to do something that I actually knew something about and I was passionate about. So I went ahead and did that, and it's actually resonated with a lot of people. I get thousands of listeners per week, and I just talk about things that I normally would talk about with my friends, but I do it over a microphone and I get paid for it, and it's a job, and it's so crazy to me that that's possible, but I'm living for it, and I have a lot planned for the show, and it's fun to do it. So I don't know, it's just crazy to me.
It sounds amazing, too. You talk about Bill Cosby, Kanye West, billionaire problems, drama, scandal, buffoonery, halftime bad tattoos, and more Bill Cosby, old friends, new drama, cheaters, liars, arrests, ultimate drama saga, bribery, sober house, special guests, and Britney Spears, Justin Bieber, roast of Coachella, and R.I.P. Nipsey, free Britney divorce drama, and more.
So
I mean, you just got a plethora of what's going on, and maybe you just share the funniest stories with us on Celebrity T Podcast.
Yeah, if you look at my Instagram at Celebrity T Pod, it literally looks like a 14-year-old girl's wall, like of all different pictures of celebrities, their favorite bands and their shows, and that's the aesthetic that I was going for the Instagram, and that's what I just want. It's just so, I just feel like it's crazy. Like, there's so much going on in this world, but if you go on the entertainment tab of Google News, you'll just see like Britney Spears picked her nose this morning, and it's just it's such a difference from what you would look at if you turn on the news. It's just depressing.
Oh,
but
yes.
My show is just, we're just going to talk about stupid stuff, have fun, laugh, make jokes, and just have a good time. Mm-hmm. And that's what the show is about.
That is amazing, too. And maybe you can just give a little summary of what happened in the news today, according to Celebrity T Podcast.
Well, one of the biggest news stories at this time is Kevin Hart. The comedian, actually, he got into an accident over the weekend, and he was driving a muscle car on Mulholland Drive. And for those of you who don't know, Mulholland Drive is infamous to be this windy, road in Los Angeles. It's basically on a hill, treacherous. And he was going, very fast. He ended up in a ditch, and his security came, got him out. He got into an accident with another car, and his security got him out, and then he called the cops the next day to report it. So now there's all of this speculation of what happened, and he's filming several movies. So I think that he was trying to cover things up because you don't want to look bad you don't want to have bad publicity, whether he was drunk or not. We don't know the full story yet, but things just seem a little fishy. Mm-hmm. And also, another big story is Britney Spears is going through a custody battle with her ex-husband over her two kids, and now the two kids are getting a restraining order against her own father, who apparently physically abused them. So Hollywood is a mess right now, as you could tell.
And the latest I heard in the news about Britney Spears and Kevin Federline is that Britney is making another comeback album. I mean, how many comebacks does she really need? And Kevin Federline is like,
she's an iconic queen, so she can have as many comebacks as she pleases, okay?
and of course, it's there to sell tickets. She probably needs some money. Of course, maybe buy the kids a Mercedes or Ferrari one day and leave Kevin with nothing but eating McDonald's. But then it's just like, with the thing, too, is that she's reportedly getting 70-30 because she's getting the 30%, Kevin to 70 because of the fact that she's making another album, too. And it's like, when was the last time you heard Britney Spears, be in the news with Kevin Federline? It's like, what was it? My God, 20 years ago? They got divorced?
Exactly. Is it 2004? It's crazy. With even all the reboots now. That's what we've been talking about on the show. All the movies are being rebooted, all the old TV shows are being rebooted. It just seems like everybody is just trying to bring back the old nostalgia, but where's all the new and fresh creativity? Are we just going to keep redoing the same things over and over again? It's crazy.
Mm-hmm. And of course, having maybe a 10th or 12th singer saying, "Baby, hit me one more time," or "Oops, I did again." It's like, there's "Oops, I blew it this time," the 12th time.
Yeah, exactly. That's just please. Those songs are great messages to live by, be honest.
Oh, I know that, but I'm just simply saying the fact that you can make fun of people, make fun of things, and if you like me make fun of, it's like, well, they say if the kitchen's too hot, just get out.
Exactly. So, and people just have to lighten up. Everything is so PC now, which makes comedy even harder because, you're almost afraid to say things, but at the end of the day, I think comedians are, our job is to bring light to social issues by making it funny. So sometimes we're going to say things that are going to make you uncomfortable and you're not going to agree with, but just laugh. It's nothing I say. I mean, I can't speak for everybody, but me personally, when I'm doing my act on stage, nothing I ever say is meant to be malicious or hateful. It's just meant to just laugh about it. This world is so screwed up sometimes. So I think as long as you could laugh at things and make a joke about it, I think that's how we're going to move on.
I remember Carol Burnett and Mel Brooks were talking about that as well, too. I read an article where they said that political correctness is killing comedy, and here are the two. It's like they throw every type of joke out there. It's like, you name it, and they laugh at it. And Mel Brooks said the reason why there's comedy in that style is it's okay to make fun of yourselves. It's just to get away from all the madness that's happening. And of course, we have tougher skin. It's like, they call you this, they call you that. It's like, you learn how to take it. You laugh. You also laugh at yourself. And that's the one thing I seriously think is missing in comedy these days. I mean, take a look at Blazing Saddles. You try to air Blazing Saddles nowadays, boy, Warner Brothers, Mel Brooks, everybody gets sued and has to go through all kinds of, whatever
Absolutely.
it is. And Carol Burnett, she'd probably get booed off the stage or blacklisted, whatever, with her comedy. But
is she still alive?
I do believe so, yes. I don't know if any...
love that for her.
She's fantastic. Although Harvey Korman and Tim Conway passed away, she still writes, performs at times. I mean, just still an amazing lady. It's like Carol Burnett and Mel Brooks, I have to say, are two of my favorite comedians, and the Monty Python troupe. It's like... I just love picking up their humor. They make fun of everything, and they make fun of themselves. Yeah.
They're iconic, definitely.
Yes.
And they're the ones who created the path for all of us to make the jokes that we make today. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. That's right, too. And, of course, you've got offshoots of that as well, too. And, of course, you talk about Britney Spears and everything else in your new CTP investigative series. We'll talk about that in just a minute. You listen to The Mike Wagner Show at themikewagnershow.com, powered by Sonic Web Studios. Visit online at sonicwebstudios.com for all your needs. Look at a professional website without breaking your budget. Sonic Web Studios is the answer. Sonic Web Studios offers fast, affordable custom web designs that blow the competition away. Call today at 1-800-303-3969. 1-800-303-3960. That's 1-800-303-3960. Or email to support@sonicwebstudios.com. Mention the Mike Wagner Show. Get 10% off your first order. Sonic Web Studios. Take your image to the next level. Also, the Mike Wagner Show can be heard on the MikeWagnerShow.com. You can check our Facebook page at Facebook.com/The Mike Wagner Show. You can download and listen on Facebook, SoundCloud, Spreaker, Spotify, iHeartRadio, also Radio Public, Anchor FM, iTunes, Google, Apple, and more. You can also check out The Mike Wagner Show on the YouTube channel, subscribe to The Mike Wagner Show, and take The Mike Wagner Show with you on any mobile device. We're here with 26-year-old comedian born and raised in New York City, Nick Bestany of the CelebrityTPodcast.com. He's also host of a brand new show called CTP Investigative Files, which you've had on there. You've had Britney Spears, Michael Jackson, Brittany Murphy talking about those. And first of all, you can just tell us how I got the new program started.
Well, that new program, basically, on the regular show, Celebrity Podcast, we talk about several topics over, 30, to 40 minutes. But the new series, The Investigation, is really 1 to 2 episodes solely based on just one topic that really changed pop culture for either better or worse, or something iconic. Britney Spears, which is perfect because she's just going through it now. Even, she's just adding to her story. She's just been so many ups and downs for one person over, her 20-year career. And there's just not possibly enough for me to cover it just in one episode of the Celebrity Podcast. So I developed this show, and it's just going to deep dive into, specific events in pop culture, and we're going to talk to people and interview people and ask other people's opinions about it, and really deep dive into the events in pop culture that shaped what we think of pop culture today.
You also talk about Michael Jackson at length as well, too. And did you do like a lot of research on Michael Jackson, or was it based on people's opinions, people you talked to, or did you go by, like, say, gut instinct about Michael Jackson and your opinions?
I think it's all of the above. Definitely a lot of research is involved in this. I don't want to just, get on the mic and just talk bullshit, but also I definitely want people's opinions about it, because a lot of pop culture is people's opinions and how people interpret things. But Michael Jackson's just a mess, I don't even know start with him.
Right, exactly. And of course, it's been a zoo. You have to say that in Neverland.
Absolute
it's just been
zoo.
Or it feels like Animal House with John Belushi and the frat members. It's like Toga Party and all that stuff. Oh my gosh, he was just another icon. I hate to say, died too soon. I mean, 27 years old or something. Oh my gosh, just
that
terrible.
Seems to be the age that all these people tend to die, is 27. So I don't know what is about that age, and that's maybe another topic for my new series. But it seems I can name like 3 or 4 people: Amy Winehouse, Kurt Cobain. They all died at 27. That must mean something, right?
And of course, throw in Jimi Hendrix as well, too. 27 years old.
Yeah, him too.
And Jim Morrison, 27. He supposedly disappeared in Paris. Oh, gosh.
See, I need some answers. There's something up with that.
Right, exactly. And of course, it's good to investigate those. That can be for another time as well. Brittany Murphy you mentioned in the new series, and nobody's heard from Brittany Murphy in a while, and no one has ever brought up her name since her death. Since her death, it's like nobody ever brought up her name of all people,
No, but her death is crazy. So, if you really deep dive into that, it's crazy. Her husband and herself died within 2 weeks of each other. They were perfectly healthy. They're like in their 30s. They lived with the mother, and apparently there was an affair between the mother and her husband after she died. It's just bizarre.
Wow.
Bizarre.
Yeah, that's messed up. I'm sure we're not going to go into the details. We'll have everybody listen to your
we
podcast.
Can go all day.
Yeah. Oh, exactly. That's all in the CelebrityTPodcast.com, and also
check it out.
CTP Investigation Files as well, too. And of course, you do stand-up comedy as well, too. And maybe you can just share some stories as well, too, like up on the stage.
Yeah, I mean, being on stage is the best. I think making people laugh is probably the best feeling in the world, which is why I do it. Everybody tells me how scary it is and how they can never do that. But as soon as I get on stage, whether you do great or you're not always going to connect with the audience, but you've got to just keep going. And even if you get one or two laughs, I think that's worth it. But it's definitely the most rewarding thing that I do, and it's the toughest thing that I do because with comedians, with musicians, if you have one, let's say you come out with a great record, you could tour that record for months and months and months and maybe even years if it's good enough. But when you're a comedian, no one wants to hear your poop jokes from 2016. You're always recreating yourself. And you're always starting from square one, and it's a challenge, which I like. But it's also tough, and competitive because it's New York City. It's the center of comedy. So I always see new people come up and leave and come and go. Mm-hmm. But it's fun, and it's something I plan to do for the rest of my life.
That is amazing too, and of course I'm going to throw this out there too. Maybe you can turn to a comedy routine: 2 men and a blank walk into a bar.
2 men walk into a bar.
Uh-huh.
Well, hopefully they're buying me drinks. And yeah, I hope they all buy me drinks. That's it.
I was kind of thinking of a joke along the lines like, say, what was it like? I just have one as well too. Everybody says on Facebook, a priest, a rabbi, and a pastor walk into a bar. Bang, they walk into a bar.
Oh, of course.
But then you also got one that's like, and I can probably share with them as well too. It's like 3 vampires walk into a bar in New York City, and they'll sit there and order drinks. And the first vampire says, "I'd like a pint of blood." And bartender goes, "Okay, I can do that." "And what would you like, sir?" "I'd like a pint of blood." And he goes, "Okay. And what would you like, sir?" Vampire 3 says, "I like a pint of plasma." And so the bartender just yells it back, "Yo, give me 2 bloods and 1 Bud Light."
And that, Mike Wagner, is what would get you booed off the stage in New York City. So I think you should not quit your day job, stick with radio, stick with your podcast, and not do comedy.
I wasn't trying to get on stage like that. I was just trying to give you a little inspiration, just simply saying, a comedy routine. It's like, you're on stage making people laugh. That's what I was trying to get at. So
yeah, I definitely took copious notes on that, and I will apply accordingly.
Oh my gosh, that's amazing. And Brittany, come on out and get up on stage with Nick.
I'm sure Brittany Murphy would love to come on stage with me in her afterlife.
There you go. And of course, among all the things you do, being a comedian and also host a Celebrity T podcast, Investigative Files, what do you consider your favorite project and the most challenging?
My favorite project, I'm actually trying to do, I actually learned how to, do screenwriting. I wanted to do comedy writing. So I recently wrote my own pilot that I am currently working with Amazon on, so I think that's the best. I think my favorite because it caused me to leave my comfort zone and to try something new. And also the podcast is it's probably my favorite thing because I get to, there's nobody telling me what I could say, what I could do. I plan the show, I record the show myself, I edit it myself. Everything is totally me creatively and just every aspect of it. And I don't think you could beat that. So that's definitely one of my favorites.
That is amazing. What do you consider most memorable moment?
Memorable moment. I interview a lot of artists, and one thing that I always say is that I really wish that I could have learned how to play instruments or be a better singer, because that's like really what I would do in a dream world. So I interview a lot of artists and upcoming, country artists, and it doesn't even matter what kind of music you put out. I've interviewed all different kinds of musicians and actors, and I think it's so interesting finding out other people's stories and how it relates to me as a comedian. And I think it's just so much fun, reaching out, connecting with different people that are in the same entertainment field as me. That
is amazing too. And who do you consider biggest influence in your career?
My biggest influence, I love Chelsea Handler. She has pretty much everything that I want to do: comedy, stand up, TV, books. Pretty much everything that she's doing is what I want to do eventually, and she's one of my favorites, so I definitely would say her.
That is amazing. What's the best advice you can give to anybody at this point?
The best advice is don't listen to what people say. If you want to do it, find a way to do it, and do what you have to do until you're able to do what you want to do.
That is amazing. And Nick, just want to say a big thank you for your time. You've been fantastic. We encourage everybody to come out and check out Nick Bestany at a comedy club in New York City. He's got the website up and running. And once again, tell everybody your upcoming projects, where you're going to appear next, what's the website, how do people contact you, and how can people listen to your Celebrity Tea podcast?
You can listen to me on anywhere you listen to podcasts: Apple Music, Spotify, iHeartRadio, pretty much anywhere you could get a podcast. You can get Celebrity Podcast, or you can follow us on Facebook, Celebrity Podcast, Instagram, Celebrity Pod, or follow me at Nick Bestany everywhere. And I want to thank you so much for having me on today.
All right, you're welcome, Nick, and thank you for your time. You've been fantastic. I'd like to wish you all the best and love to see you up on the big stage very soon, and love to have you on again soon. And please do us a favor, keep us up to date.
You as well. Thank you so much. Have a great night.
Thanks for listening to The Mike Wagner Show, powered by Sonic Web Studios. Visit online at sonicwebstudios.com for all your needs. Listen online at themikewagnershow.com and on Facebook, SoundCloud, Spreaker, Spotify, and iHeartRadio. And watch the interview on YouTube. Also, become a sponsor of the program and or donate today at themikewagnershow.com. Join us again tomorrow for another episode of The Mike Wagner Show.